How's it going, guys? Cheese here at Cheese on Everything. I was looking into buying some accessories for the GoPro, the One Wheel, and the RV project that's coming up. And I don't know if COVID has anything to do with it, but I realized a lot of the prices have gone up significantly. The GoPro mounts were about $25. The One Wheel stand for the trunk was $100. And the same goes with the RV power distribution bar. Now, I feel like a lot of these items don't cost that much. In fact, I know they don't cost that much to make. So naturally, the Asian genes kicked in and instantly thought, how could I make this for cheaper? And today, I think I found the solution to that problem. And that is this 3D printer. This is the Ender 3 Pro. It's not new by any means, but it is one of the cheapest printers out there today. It's been out for about 4 or 5 years now, and this printer was only $300 Canadian. Because of the technology advancements throughout the years, this printer is now printing really nice parts. Everything in red here is 3D printed. There are upgrades for the printer. This is a little tool holder I printed, and it looks absolutely amazing. So with this, you can basically print whatever you want in whatever color you want, and basically customize it to your own needs. So you buy these 1 kilogram spools for around $30 Canadian, and I've printed all this stuff for the printer so far, and I've barely even put a dent into it. So you can print quite a lot of things with this printer, and it'll definitely save you a lot of money in the long run. This is one of the most popular printers out there today, so there is a lot of support for it. There are a ton of upgrades. If you want to print other materials such as soft plastic, wood, or carbon, there's upgrades for that. And if you think the bed isn't big enough, there's a expansion rail set that you can get to make this printer almost double the size. One of the common questions I see with 3D printing is, well, I don't know how to design anything. And that isn't a problem anymore because the community is so big. There are literally millions of things that you can print online. You can just go to a site called Thingiverse. I'll put the link below, and you can literally find anything that you want to print on there. So let me take you through the process of actually finding something on Thingiverse and printing it out. And you can see for yourself how well this printer does. So what you want to do here is download Ultimate Cura. This is the printing program that converts the Thingiverse files into printable G-code files that your printer can read. And once you got that installed, go on to Thingiverse and you can start searching for something that you might want to print. I'm just gonna look for a cell phone holder because we can all relate to cell phones. So what you want to do is come down to comments and read what people have said. Sometimes the prints are good, sometimes they're not. And if they're not, you can go over to remixes here and you can see what other people have done off of this original print. So people could make adjustments and repost it. And usually these are slightly better than the original. So all you got to do is go to Thing Files and then download the STL file that you see here. Open it and it will pop the program right up. You should see the 3D print. And there you go. Now before we do anything else, you got to tell the program which type of printer you're using. So you want to go to Settings, go to Printer, Add a Printer. And here you can select Add a Non-Network Printer and find the model of the printer that you have. For us is the Creality 3D. Scroll down and you'll see the Ender 3 Pro. Select it, add it, and then it'll have all the parameters already set for that printer. Click Next, and then go back into Settings, and now you can manage the printer. And what you want to do here is go to Materials. And depending on the material you're using, we're using PETG right now. So what you want to do is select that, duplicate it, and that way you'll have all the parameters opened up. Go to Print Settings and change the temperature of the print and the temperature of the build plate. So our material ranges from 230 to 250. So I'm just going to put 245 for the printing temperature. And the build plate is rated from 80 to 90. So I'm going to put 85 down here, and everything else is pretty good. And what you can do is highlight the little star and it'll put it into your favorites. And you'd only have to do this process once every time you either switch printers or if you're printing with a different material. Once you got all the settings dialed in, you can come back to your 3D print. You can move it around with the right click of your mouse, and then you can click Slice and it'll generate a print pattern. You can click on preview to see how it actually prints layer by layer. So you can drag these parameters down, and you can also drag this one to see the actual needle move. And there are also a lot of other parameters you can set. But for beginners, you don't really have to change much other than the temperature of the nozzle or the build plate temperature. Everything else you can tweak once you get to know the program a little bit better. And now you can just pop a micro SD card into a card reader on your computer, save to removable drive. It already knows which one it is, and you have the file copied onto the memory card. And then you can press eject, and this will safely remove your card from the computer. Alright, so now we can turn the printer on right here. Put in the SD card upside down, and you see that the display here will say card inserted. So what I usually like to do is pre-warm the bed, so just press down on the knob, go to control, temperature, and go set this to 245 like we've said before. And the same goes with the bed, set it to 85. And then you can just go back to the main screen. And you see here now the temperature of the tip and the bed are warming up. Go to print from TF and then go to cell stand. And once the temperature reaches the parameters you set, the printer will start printing on its own. You can tell by the detail of the stand that these printers have come a long way. Other than a little bit of the pattern on this plastic, you can't really tell that this was 3D printed. And there are ways to smoothen out the plastic if you really wanted to. If you were to buy something like this at the store or online, it would cost you at least $5 to $10. So in the long run, you'll be saving yourself a lot of money. Like I said before, this printer was only 300 bucks Canadian. You will definitely make your money back really quick by printing maybe even 5 or 10 things. But the only caveat with it is that this printer doesn't come pre-assembled. It just comes in a bunch of pieces. Let me know in the comments below if you want to learn how to put this printer together properly, because there are a lot of quirks with this printer that the instruction manual doesn't tell you. And there are a couple of significant upgrades you want to put on this printer before you even put it together, or else you're going to be wasting time taking it back apart. And one more pointer I want to close off this video with is that this printer does create a little bit of burning plastic smell, because obviously it is melting plastic to make your 3D prints. With PETG, it's not that significant, but with ABS, it does actually really stink. So you want to put this printer into an isolated or ventilated room, so you're not breathing in all the fumes. But other than that, this printer has been great. So if you found this video helpful, hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.